What's up, everybody? I'm Tier Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back, and today we're diving into some more Path of Exile 2. This is my Ice Monk 4.0. We've done a lot of things. We've changed it. We've gotten a lot of power since the last video. I believe our DPS on our Ice Strike went up 150,000, which is significant. And this is going to be where we're at a crossroad, where things are good. This is still a budget build. This build can be built with under 30 divine. The most expensive thing is going to be my belt, and I'll kind of show you my route of how I went about and getting it. But from this point on, it's going to get super expensive, so I wanted to kind of stop here and kind of show you guys what I'm currently working on before we kind of overhaul our build and take things to the next level. My family, without further ado, let's dive in. As you guys know, if you guys are new to the video, if you're new to the channel, I am doing Ice and Lightning Monk, and some things I changed this time around. I got a second weapon because I'm using the whole Meditate tech, which allows me to quickly heal myself. I got rid of my 2% mana regain on health. I know, a lot of crazy things, but this playstyle was a little more of an active playstyle. Also, to be noticed, I'm actually using cast on freeze as well. So switched up a couple of things. This is what I'm running right now is my boss loadout. And yes, I have two loadouts this time for mapping, and I have one specifically for bosses, and I kind of go over both of them with you, what the pros and cons. And from this point on, you can take this and do whatever you want. You don't have to necessarily follow what I'm doing here. I'm going to have some risky choices that make it a little more active gameplay for me versus some of the comfier things I've showed in the past. But this is ultimately the build. As you can see, all of our hells are proccing off each other. We're just running through everything. This is tier 15 for those that are wondering. And my auto cast is amazing because it also does damage on everything, but it also increases my crit chance on them as well. That's right, this build I lean heavily into crit rate and crit damage because naturally Monk is a crit monster, crit class I would recommend. So some of my jewels I swapped out and I got cold damage, crit rate, hit, and crit boost, which I will show all of you guys real quick. Let's go ahead and jump to a breach to see how juicy the fights can be. Then we'll go over the whole build. Before we get to that, one other thing you might have noticed is I actually turned down my DPS a little bit and I increased my movement speed because this build is what you're doing at this point, you're mapping. And honestly, being able to get across the map a lot faster, oh my god, it's such a nice quality of life improvement that I recommend everybody. It's okay, take down your DPS a little bit and increase your move. Look, I'm just running through and just like one tapping things. It's amazing. It's like one tap, a million missiles. Let's go out. Okay, let's do it. It's just so beautiful. Also too, yes, I did it. I went ahead and got the unique mana flask, which is amazing for just knocking things out. If I need mana, boom, just pop it on back. It does require you to be a little more active in the fight, but I would recommend it. It costs like 9 divine at the moment. I hate areas like this because you can't really showcase the breach because the enemies don't spawn more like right in front of you if you're like an obstacle, like a building like this, which kind of sucks. I wish they would like spam this whole area with monsters, but we've seen enough. Let's go ahead and check out the build. I have timestamps below as you guys will see, so people can kind of get to what they need quickly. This build is juicy, it's strong, it's also risky as well. So I don't die, but if you're not paying attention, you will die. So that's the one thing that kind of keeps you engaged, because I didn't want to build where I was just one-clicking and mindlessly playing. If that's what you want, there's some things I'll show you that you can do to make it that way. But ultimately, this build is focused on being in the action, slaying bosses, having fun, and just like popping all the monsters across the field. And it just sounds and looks and feels so cool. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go like we always do from left to right. We'll start our inventory, then we'll go through all our skills, where we are, and I'll kind of leave it open for you guys to kind of give some recommendations if you have some as well. Starting off, let's go ahead and start with my weapon. Why do I have this weapon? I have this weapon because I'm using the Meditate tech. Meditate tech means if I use Meditate on my current weapon, see how slow it builds up? Really, really slow. And if I'm in a battle, I can't necessarily use that because I'll get killed. So that's why I swapped to this, and boom, look at that, it's fast. And why am I using Meditate when I'm utilizing Chaos Inclination? Is because I got tired of how long it took for me to heal with my healing flask, but also at the same time, by using Meditate, I have unlimited heals. The cooldown is about 10 seconds. That's enough time. Most bosses have like nonsense where they're like charging up or doing a spell. That's where you can kind of get away when you can't hit them. That's a good opportunity for you to walk away, hit some Meditate, and get back into the action. Cool thing about it, if I swap to my second weapon to use Meditate, I hit, I'm automatically switched back to my main weapon, so I'm not missing out on any kind of action in that situation. So that's my second weapon. You need one of these as well. And what this does is it increases energy recharge rate, which makes me charge my energy shield a little faster. And that's where when I swap over to this weapon and charge up Meditate, it's like almost instant. So that's my heal, how I heal my character. So essentially my life potions are useless because I'm not utilizing Eternal Youth. Moving along. This is my weapon currently. I like this weapon. I bought this from a subscriber from the channel. Amazing. Physical damage is good. I wish it had more physical damage. That's the one thing. It's crazy. It has low physical damage, but because of the critical boost, attack speed on elemental damage, my DPS went up by 15,000 by equipping this weapon compared to my last one. So next weapon here would be getting one similar to this with more physical attack, because it has everything you want: physical attack, lightning damage, elemental damage. It has elemental damage increased, it has critical damage bonus, it has attack speed, it has dexterity, and dexterity is important because dexterity increases my attack speed with my Hoa, my handpiece, and for Falcon skill, which makes me hit attack so quickly as well. And I'll show you my attack speed later on. So that's my current weapon. Helmet, the one thing I wanted to focus on is getting a little bit more rarity. 90% is not much, but that's all I could afford at the moment because, you know, things get stupid expensive. I also got a piece that had crit hit chance by a 30% increase, so I crit more because that's what I'm leaning into this time around, focusing more on critting. So, and also too, I need my resistances. So everything else is resistances, not that crazy. Next thing, moving along, I have my Amulet. I haven't changed this one. I had this one for the last build as well. It just works well. Can't see me wanting anything else. All attributes 24, dexterity 22, and increase crit chance by 30%. So I like it. It works. I have Jack of all trades as well. What this does is increases your physical damage. 2% damage increase per 5% of your lowest attribute. Right now I have 80 strength, so every 5 in that 80 I get 2% damage. I believe I'm like a 32% damage increase right now. So for those that do like stat stacker builds, you have to have this one because it's so good. Next, my rings. Rings. I wanted some flat damage because that's what multiplies my damage a lot. But also match it with my belt. It gives me stupid damage because what this belt does is 77% increased bonus gain from equipped rings. So these rings on all the stats here got 77% bonus on top of the current values currently. So with this belt, it gets expensive, but what I would recommend is get in early, get a 5 divine belt. Then that's what I did. As you start finding more divine, you start farming different things, you start acquiring more divines, sell yours, then buy the next one up. Add the divine you got and buy the next one up. These belts are very highly sought after, so they sell like that. They sell really good. And this one I like this one because 15% increase in my maximum energy shield. So come on. The second I'm ready to upgrade, this one's gonna sell like instantly. So with that, these rings get stupid buffed as well. This is my first ring. Lightning damage increase, cold damage increase, 21 to 31 cold damage attacks. Dexterity important for my attack speed. Intelligence scales with this. I get 1 to 10 damage per lightning damage per and 10 intelligence. So that 10 intelligence just gave me more damage. Coming over here, here's my second ring. More physical damage, more cold damage, and strength because that's my lowest skill, so I can do even more damage with Jack of all trades. Elemental resistance. Cool thing about this is because I went cold modifier on it, it actually increased all elemental resistance as well. This one started at 15%, I believe. Then through all the upgrades to level 50, it ended at 24% to all elemental resistance. So does a couple of things in case you didn't know that the elemental modifiers does that as well. My chest, I've rocked this chest for a minute. I can look for a better one, better stats, but this one's okay. This one's okay. There's better ones online that have like 5 slots, 5 corrupted slots. I just haven't saved up the divine yet to like look for a better one, because like I told you, this is a point where things get stupid expensive. So this is a good point for me to stop and showcase the build currently. Those are my rings. Now I have my, I showed you this, This is my movement speed. I got one of the that has up to 30% movement speed. Even though this one has less energy shield than what I currently have, it's good because, oh my god, it feels just so good just skating across the map as you're mapping. I didn't know what I was missing. I even took off some DPS to increase movement speed of my character because, oh my goodness, it just feels so good just skating around the map. So that's my other thing I have here for better luck on rarity, and this bad boy right here. So because of this, I took off my 2% mana gain on kill on gem on my inventory, and I replaced it because this instantly heals me, does some damage, and recovers 372 mana over 9 seconds as well. So after I use them, I'm recovering mana, and I'm instantly heals me as well. So this thing is just so good. It's about 9-10 divines. If you could afford it, I recommend it. Frees up space for you to do more DPS on your build. And this, nothing fancy. I can't even use this, so that's just there for decoration. So now my skills. Meditate. I'm using Meditate. This is my main way of healing. I kind of go through every single skill. So you can see Unbreakable, more stun when I'm meditating, so they can't knock me out. Trigger a wave when stunned. If they do stun me, I trigger a wave of attack to kind of knock them away. Energy barrier. Energy shield recharge begins immediately, not interrupted. This one, reduce my cooldown recovery rate. And Arcane Temple, sports skill has 25% more cast speed. So I'm just like, as fast as I can activate Meditate, I want to activate it as fast as possible. That's Meditate. Quarterstaff hasn't changed much here. All my skills are still level 19. I don't have any like level 20 gems yet, so that's currently where I'm at. I liked in Conduction. This was good because of my charge. This allows me to proc my Thunder and Ice Herald damage. So that's why you have to have Conduction on your charge staff, or I have it, and it makes me just consistently proc. So many people come in my video and my streams and they're like, how do you come, DJ, how do you proc so much? And this is the reason why. Helps out a lot. This one, more area effect. This one makes my charge staff last longer. Rise in Tempest, more elemental damage. I have like 3 attacks types on my weapon. I have Ice Strike is cold. This is lightning, and also I have fire element from one of my rings, so I'm able to do even more damage because I have multiple energy types. Cold exposure. With cold exposure, this helps me with proccing my Ice Herald as well. Cast on freeze is new I'm using, and it's amazing because it allows me to cast my skills. You need to have energy, and you can tell on your character above the little skill, it will have like the right here. It'll show your energy as you attack more enemies. It kind of procs it, then you're kind of good to go. So let me put that this way so you can see better. So cast on freeze, I have Eye of Winter. This one's cool because it does 23 to 34 cold damage, but it also inflicts crit weakness on hit. It's on the monster, so it's really cool. I use it for bosses as well. Energy, so refund half your energy when you're using the skill. Increase energy by 40%. And inspiration, it cuts down the cost of using this skill by 40%. So it just keeps on proccing because, as you can see, it's a hefty skill. It uses 113 mana. So we want to make sure we're conserving as much mana as possible. Flicker Strike, this is my get me out of jail, do damage, Ultra Instinct skill. I like it in there. I have this one. More critical hits. It gives me a cooldown. It's fine. I don't spam it, so when I do use it, it gives me some critical hits on there. Chance to skip the charge. It's also quality 20, which innately gives me 20% chance not to remove a charge when you're using the skill. Close combat. The closer you are to the enemy, which you're super close to them, you do more damage. Combo finisher, as you can't use them until you build up combo, so I don't mind because I only use it every 8 seconds anyway, so it just snaps whenever I do use it in battle. Ice Strike, my main bread and butter. Quality 20, which makes it have 10% more faster attack speed. Ice Bite, 35% damage. Martial Tempo, faster attack. Concentrated Effect, 40% more damage. Primal, and Heft, 30% more damage. I had Rage on here, but Rage goes up to 30%, while Heft just gives me a 30%, so I just kept that, which is great. My DPS on that is 229. And right now, what will make my DPS go higher is like a better weapon. But the weapon I will need to make it better for me will be like 20 Divine. I'm not ready to invest that kind of money just yet. Tempest Bell, 20% quality. Overabundance, Heavy Swing, Soul Thief, and Front of Rage. I guess I could put like regular Rage on this one as well. We can see. We can put regular Rage here too. Herald of Thunder, these are the bread and butter that make the AoE gameplay mapping experience so good. What I have on them, Cold Infusion, you put Cold on Thunder and put Thunder on Ice, and they just proc each other the whole time. Longshot, the further away, the more damage it does. An amazing ambush, and a critical hit damage, a critical hit on enemies that are full health, which most of the time they are. That's why it just like clears a map right in front of us. And this one, more freeze buildup, which helps proc Ice. Herald of Ice. Go over here, cold penetration. Wait, lightning infusion. It's the same thing to increase my prociness of the thunder. Magnified effect, so a bigger boom. This increases the lightning damage and cold penetration. So as it's exploding, it penetrates their cold resistance by 30%. Last is my defense. I have Wind Dancer here, good for evasion. Blind, so I can blind my enemies. Clarity, so I continue to build up more mana. My mana regen is important. This is mana regen, and also I have mana regen on this Amulet. So that's where my mana regen comes from. Even though I'm using my mana flask, and I believe that's it. And last but not least, Combat Frenzy you must have because it allows you to have infinite charge build without using like Killing Palm. So use this with Renaissance skill, and this comes from Ranger Spirit skill, Renaissance skill in your passive tree, and that allows you to have just infinite charges. So went over my equipment, went over my skills, let's go to my passive tree. Passive tree gets kind of crazy. So a couple of things I wanted the movement speed, 4% movement, I needed it. Feels too good. More energy shield. Went over the chaos route, and I feel like what would be better if I kind of just show what I did the whole way. They say they nerfed this, but I still get a ton of damage by utilizing the skill because I'm low health. I'm at full health, and I'm low at the same time with chaos inclination, so my damage just skyrockets with this, so I had to put it back on. Dexterity, this is where I get all my crit currently. This is the skill I was talking about, Renaissance, which allows me to change my frenzy charges into power charges. I get power charges instead of frenzy charges, which allows me to kind of keep my charge staff up like the whole time. My rings, I went and switched it up. All my rings now are like cold damage, increased crit chance, increased crit damage. Because I didn't even show it, but right now my current crit on Ice Strike is 42% and 543. I want even more crit, but I'm comfortable where I am currently. So over here, attack speed, reduce cost of skills, attack speed, energy shield. You can sacrifice some DPS and get more energy shield. You can do whatever you want as long as you're comfortable with it. But this, I just want to show you what I was using. Dexterity, strength, and another one over here, spell damage increase. Eye of Thunder, Eye of Storm is a spell. Cold damage, increased critical damage. That's kind of like my main thing I'm going right now. This is for me to have 1 HP, immune to chaos damage. Cold, critical damage. I went up here, this gives me 60% energy shield. And got this one, 15% energy shield. Coming this way, my next ring, 4% attack speed. Oh, what happened? I feel like I might even replace this one and to see what I can. This one, Herald. This one's so good because Herald spell deal 21% increased damage. I like that a lot. So that's why I was like, I kept that one. Intelligence. Got what I needed from here. Got the attack speed, 8%. Attack speed. Got the crit damage, crit rate. Cause my crit damage is so good, right? But if I can't activate it by crit rate, then it's like, what's the point of having such high crit damage if you can't access it? So that's where I'm focusing more on crit damage, crit rate. I might even take this one back and like find another crit rate opportunity. This one down here, 6% increased attack, 50% attack, quarter sleeves, 4% attack speed, and increased in days build up. That one's too good. I had to keep it. Dexterity, cold damage, critical hit. I showed that one already. Come down here, I have this jewel, which allows me to get this. And I got this Falcon. And I got this dexterity, 25 points. Went in here, got attack, 25% damage, movement speed, attack damage, and 12% increased elemental attacks. And I went over here, got the 25% melee damage increase and the 2% melee skills. Critical damage, critical, went over here, got the criticals, came over here, got all of these so you can see. I want to make sure you guys can see. And my last but not least, my last one, I like this one a lot because it also increases my freeze buildup by 20%. This is on my Amulet, Jack of all trades. I tried the other one, Overwhelming Strike. I did Storm, Doom, or Doomslayer, and I felt like Jack of all trades gave me the best bang for my buck. When it comes to the Meditate tech, you gotta watch a video to figure this thing out. Because you see up here where you have your weapon set points, essentially what you do is you wanna subtract 20, take a picture before you do it. Take off 24 of these. Then when you want to buy something, you hold the button, the buying button, and it gives you an option. Do you want it to be for both weapons, one weapon, or weapon 2? So I picked weapon 2 from here. And the reasons why I went over here and got stuff like this: increased energy recharge rate. That's all I cared about. Increased energy recharge rate is the only thing I care about because it helps me with my meditate. When I use it, it uses it really, really fast. So end result is getting this big one, 40%. Getting this one, 25%. Getting this one, 25%. So my energy recharge rate is super, super quick. And that concludes my passive tree currently. Yes. Oh, Ascendancy. I went over here and I got, oh, I forgot I was going to take this off, right? I don't know. I was thinking about, what do you guys think? Should I take off Eye of Blizzard? I'm thinking about putting on, I don't know. Yeah. I guess I'll just keep it because I don't want that. I can get this 12% crit rate and get, I guess, this one. This 10% damage I'm losing, but I'm getting 12% crit rate. So I feel like that might be even better if I can access that big 500 crit damage I have. We'll see. But that's one, as you know, this is a living build. There's things I'm even changing as I'm making this video, but that's one of the things I'm considering. This is my passive tree. Next, last but not least, let's go to my character. As you can see right now, my resistances. Look, I got as close as I can with my set. It will just cost me a lot of money to like get it to 75, but I recommend you doing it. Even though I'm not doing it, it's okay. I'm surviving. It's okay. It keeps the game spicy. Keeps things spicy. But my dex is 287. My intelligence is 216. My strength is 85. And that's where I get most of my damage. And this is what my stuff looks like. So this is my overall build. My evasion 6,000. This is everything I got going on. So I actually forgot a part. When I'm mapping, I use Grimfees. So that, and I take off my cast on freeze. If I'm not, because right now, because I'm one shot most end mobs in the map. So this helps me just not die when you're getting like consistent enemies if I don't use meditate. And also too, when it comes to my actual jewels, say you don't want to buy the jewel, the mana flask that's 10 divine, just get yourself one of these. On cold damage, increased critical damage bonus, and recovers 2% of mana on kill. If you get 2 of these, put them in your passive tree, you should be good to go. This is my build, Ice Monk 4.0. I wanted to make sure I brought that to you guys. A lot of people ask me what I'm currently rocking, and this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I'm loving this game. I'm loving my time. You guys have been great. Stay smooth for more content. Until next time, dear gamers, signing out.